that I believe you need to help you avoid the pitfalls of success is what I call the need to keep a memorial. Keep a memorial of where you are coming from. An emblem, a symbol, something that reminds you of where God picked you up from. It's very humbling when you remember all the time that I was at this level before the grace of God picked me and advanced me to where I am now. Keep a memorial. Jacob had a limp that refused to go. You remember Jacob? The entire account, so many places you can read that, but particularly Genesis chapter 28, his encounter with the angel, the dislocation of his hip, and how that became a permanent limp in his life. Why is that important? Sometimes some limps refuse to go because the limp is the reminder of what you went through, where you've been, what it took to bring you where you are. It humbles you. It puts you in check. It reminds you that you are not extraordinary. You are not superhuman. That despite the incredible results, opportunities, wealth, and the perks and perquisites of it, you are still human. And you need that to keep you humble, submissive, and submitted to the values that promoted you. We know the account in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 to 9 of Apostle Paul. He said, lest I be exalted above measures because of the abundance of revelation. He said, there was given to me a messenger of Satan to buffet me. And he said, severally I cried to God, and God said, no, you've got to keep this one, because my grace is sufficient for you in your weakness. That is a reminder that although the dead was rising in your ministry, Paul, although aprons from you was healing people, and the miraculous was bursting forth, great attraction, great demonstration of power, but the weakness in your body is proof that you are not superhuman. It's proof that though you are a channel through which miracles and healings are taking place, you still need me in the area of your pain and your hurt. Amazing. Friends, we all need a memorial. I read several years ago of an account, how true, I can't tell, but I read this, of how David had a painting of himself as a shepherd boy put in his palace. And he was quoted as saying that the reason he wanted that painting of himself as a shepherd boy is that every time he wakes up in the morning and sits on that gilded throne, on that palatial throne, he wants to look up and see where God picked him from. So here am I sitting on the throne, but before me is a painting of me, not as a king decked in royalty, but as a poor shepherd boy surrounded by animals. What a memorial. What a picture. And of course, that scripture. There's a beautiful scripture that talks about 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 8. God was reminding David. He said, remember how I took you from the sheepfold, from following the young, and I set you upon the throne. Never forget where God picked you up from. If you keep a memorial, if you keep something that reminds you, God will have a way of using it to remind you that where you are today is the operations of grace. Yes, there was hard work, there was commitment and all the values that promoted you, but you don't want to ever forget that you have not always been in this position and you started from somewhere.